It was Greg Street, Southwest Atlanta Music Festival, the 20th annual. I'm sitting here with the founder, Mr. Sam Tompkins himself. How you doing?
I'm doing real good. Doing real good, thank you.
Now, this foundation is called Another Way Out.
It's called Another Way Out. It's a mentoring after-school program, and this is our 20th year of doing it.
Now, the proceeds from this function all go to benefit putting kids in the inner city and after-school programs. How did you get interested in the after-school programs for the kids?
Well, it's more, I guess, more of how did I get interested in Another Way Out? Another Way Out started because I saw kids on the street thinking there were 3 ways to get out of the situation that we're in. They would realistically talk about athletics, entertainment, and drugs. And certainly there's nothing wrong with, the athletics and entertainment, but be real honest with yourself. How many of us really have the luck and the talent to really make it? And what happens to all those kids that don't make it? So they go to drugs. That's what they were basically saying. And I say, well, no, there's other ways. And that's how it got started, by bringing in people that have non-glamorous jobs to make good lives. People like police officers, firemen, landscapers, carpenters, all kind of technical skilled people that do real well in life. So that was the idea, was to try to get these kids to open their eyes to things that you just don't see on TV, that make very good career and very good things that allow you to have a good life.
Now, speaking of careers, you're a professional race car driver.
I had raced professionally for several years, and I really enjoyed it. That was something that I always dreamed about. And when I was racing, it made it much easier for me to run the Another Way Out program, because I had a platform. When I would go into the schools, the kids knew who I was because I was just on national TV over the weekend, being the only black team in pro stock truck. So where we showed up, even though we didn't win, there was always the national TV media that gave me the opportunity that I need to get in to talk about what I really want to talk about. And that's to get these kids to understand that you need to stay away from the drugs, stay away from the violence and teen pregnancy and all that stuff, and pay attention to what's going on. Learn about, things that your teacher is trying to teach you, and move forward that way. And not to say you shouldn't try to be an entertainer or an athlete. Certainly, if you have the skills, try it. But understand that you may not make it. Then what you gonna do?
You got to have another way out.
Got to have another way out. That was all about.
Now, we talked about Another Way Out. We're here live at the 20th annual Southwest Atlanta Music Fest. Now, we know about the race cars. We know about the fest. Now, tell us a little something about Wood & Tompkins Cores.
Wood & Tompkins Cores is a wholesale auto parts company. Started in 1976, so I don't know how many years. That's a long time ago, when I was still in the military. And what we do is buy old automobile components and send them to factories for rebuilding, and then you end up buying them back through a retail outlet such as AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts, Napa, Sears, any of these stores that sell the parts to you, and usually you have an opportunity to either buy rebuilt or new, and the rebuilt part is about half the cost at the same warranty. So that's why that works.
So it's safe to say that Wood & Tompkins Cores was also a big foundation of the whole festival and all the race car activity.
Wood & Tompkins is a backbone. I mean, if it wasn't for Wood & Tompkins, I could have done none of this. I was able to use funding from Wood & Tompkins, to start Another Way Out, because Another Way Out had no funding. I was able to use Wood & Tompkins as a beginning to start the race car program. And like I said, that was a lot of fun for me, and it served the purpose that I wanted. I'm sorry that I'm not still racing, but it just didn't turn out that way.
But the whole point is, Wood & Tompkins was the foundation. So we're basically trying to let you know that you must have a foundation in order to do something bigger, because you can't grow without the roots.
That's right. You got to have a foundation. If you don't have a foundation, you can't do anything. I mean, you don't have any money. You don't have anything. I mean, even today, even though the wholesale auto parts business has been really severely impacted on by the economy, and because of the way we have the situation set up, that it's cheaper to build something new in a foreign country than it is to rebuild something here. So almost all of the factories that I deal with now are out of the United States, because it just costs too much, relatively speaking, to rebuild a unit here versus rebuild it in China.
Now, hold on now. Did y'all hear what he just said? I talked about it on Twitter the other day. They're trying to blame all this economy issues on Barack Obama, that he can fix it in 6 months. But the problem is, everything is being done overseas. If everything is being done overseas, that takes money out of the economy in the United States. So the Fortune 500 companies make more money to the bottom line, but the end result is the people in the United States suffer because there are no jobs.
Yeah, no jobs. I mean, there are almost no factories that do what I do now that I can sell to almost zero in the United States. And when I started stuff 20 years ago, it was all here. It was all domestic. But as things began to evolve over the years, something happened. I don't know. The relationship between the United States and some of these countries must have changed to the point where it's much cheaper to ship this stuff to China, ship it to Mexico, ship it to Canada even, rebuild it there and send it back here. And a big advantage over trying to rebuild it here, because your labor rates don't even come close to being competitive.
But, you know, that's a whole nother story. Another Way Out, the 20th annual Southwest Atlanta Music Festival. This is what it's all about. Even though a lot of the industry is going to other countries, Mr. Tompkins is still here at 285 in Cascade, making money and trying to give his back to the community so that our kids can have another way out.
That's what it's all about. I mean, that's the only thing that's really motivated me, because it's been really, really tough. I mean, it really has. But I know the good Lord is going to give me the opportunity to do what I need to do. No matter how hard it is right now, I know some kind of way I'm going to be able to do what needs to be done.